we're streaming.
Oh, nobody has Twitter anymore. Now I feel
Billions of
camera shy.
people.
What?
I don't know.
Nobody's watching us.
Yeah,
You're right.
we haven't actually.
Nobody's there.
Yeah, we haven't actually been on a camera talking like this for a while.
I know, we haven't done Seeing Double in forever.
Yeah, well, that's.
So Brad, what's going on with Seeing Double?
Well,
You can't see him. He's blending in with the chair right
Seeing double the reasons to not do it. So, Kurt,
What do you want to talk about today?
what are the rules for this talk?
If you guys are listening, not on video, it's Curtis, Sim, and Zach.
Oh yeah, this goes on audio too.
Hi, I'm Simran.
Hi, I'm also Simran. Just to figure out
Shit out of
which one of us is true.
Um,
I'm Zach.
so I said in a blog before that Zach might have more time with us. I don't know.
His
What-
cancer diagnosis came back.
Yeah.
It's not. He's not gonna die, so we're good.
Yeah.
It's negative.
That was the problem the whole time.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is there anything that?
So found a
being
cure for me.
Just for him.
Just
though.
for me. Sorry, what were you about to ask?
No, I'm just gonna be like me and you wanted to do some stuff. But I don't know
I was
what.
talking to Sim about that earlier. I think it's an awful idea. No, I'm just kidding. No, when I was in Asia, we were talking about having a project together potentially. I don't know what that will be. We're not talking about that, but I have more time. Yes.
Do you plan to spend more time, like doing stuff? Like what's your schedule like?
I'm still busy as fuck.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's kind of nice to stuff. Like, obviously, I want to do more stuff with like this group. Now that I have time, but it's before I had no time to myself,
Mm-hmm.
and I was just kind of getting mentally burnt out on everything. I just like felt like I was being pulled by like 4 different horses. And then
Like how they kill those people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
metaphor.
Yeah.
So it's working full time is like killing me. My job's such a burnout job. Hopefully I can get out soon. But no, I'm more open to stuff. I'm gonna have my own project for sure, but that I can always do on my own time. And then
Well, I think we can help you with it too.
Yeah,
somehow.
for sure.
I don't know what we could do, but
I'll figure it
yeah.
out. But,
I can draw. You teach me how to draw.
Deal. Check in
I
a
just need
couple years when
Couple years,
everyone's when everybody's trained.
How do you guys think Front Desk is going?
It's coming out.
Based on our initial projections, better than we thought. 'Cause
Yeah.
we thought June 30th was
So
like,
what were your initial projections?
June 30th would be done.
Okay,
You-
I don't mean time though.
You're just worried about date.
You mean like how it looks?
how, like yeah, like
Or
how
all
was-
of it?
Yeah, all of it. Yeah.
When I watched the first episode, and I've told other people that have watched the first episode that have been
Who
like,
watched it? Who watched the first episode?
Who watches this shit?
Yeah.
So
Shit, wow.
and then Richie was asking yesterday about it, and then I was like, well, it's out. But when I didn't hype it, I'm not like, yo, you should go see it. Yeah, I was like, but like it's kind of bad. Like I felt the first episode was bad because I know
Relative to
what we've done, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like even when I watched it 2 weeks ago, I was like, this is shit. And like not in a like we should stop kind of way, more in a we're way better than this kind of way,
Mhm.
which was like bittersweet or like felt good and bad at the same time because I'm like, this is garbage. I wish we did it again.
Mhm.
Redid this first episode again properly.
I feel like everybody that does like a web show like this feels that way because there's a lot.
I think
of,
it's a good feeling to have.
Oh,
'cause
it
you wanna
is.
get better.
Yeah,
right?
no, there's a lot of YouTube groups and I see them talk and they're always like, our first stuff is such garbage. I
Yeah.
don't even want to sell it or show it anymore, but it's like I have to, or for some of them because it's part of their story, whatever.
And then you and I've talked about
Wow.
this. It's like Berserk. It's like you get to see the artist's journey get better. Like
Yeah,
he's better
exactly.
along the way.
Berserk's in a manga. Well, he's on
Speaking of which,
but
I caught up on that now.
oh really?
Yeah, I'm all the way
Shit,
up.
you're further than me then.
Or like Red versus Blue.
Yes,
Yeah,
another
you
one.
see the
Like-
beginnings and like in terms of Berserk, it's like the art is not as good. Like it's inconsistent, and then later it gets like more consistent, I guess.
Or even the Red versus Blue.
Red
example.
versus Blue is probably a better example for what we're doing.
Yeah.
'Cause they literally were using a Xbox.
Yeah,
game,
and they're just going up and
original
down, right?
Xbox.
And I'm sure they're like, that looks so bad when they
Yeah.
did the third and the fourth and the fifth, like as they kept going on in seasons. And they got Monty and they added in the machinima, or like not the machinima, the like
The animated.
the animated parts.
stuff,
Like I'm
yeah.
sure they thought like their first season was crap. But like to me watching it, I was like, that's fucking awesome. I don't care.
Yeah.
Even if I go back and watch the first season now, it's
I
still funny and great
I still
to me.
like it. Yeah.
I also still it's also cool to like know the story, because I know the story behind it. Like they contacted Monty, was like, you should work for us. And he's like, oh yeah, that's cool. He thought it was just like they weren't serious about it.
Yeah.
And then a year later, they're like, no, you want to work for us? And he's like, oh, what the fuck? And then he actually started working on it, and then they revealed it at RTX when they did all the animation for the first time, and everybody went off. Like, it's just cool to know the backstory behind it.
Yeah.
And I think that goes into, like, I said this in the blog, is like, or just me writing these vlogs and making the vlogs and the behind the scenes stuff. I think people really like that stuff. It's almost like people really like bloopers. Almost feel like bloopers almost more than the content itself sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, it's because you care about the people that are doing it, right? So when they see the bloopers, they see, like for movies and stuff like that, they see the actors in their natural kind of whatever. So, like they act,
what they
and then
really
they screw
are.
Up, and then they're normal people, so they like that better than the people they're playing.
Yeah, it makes you feel like closer to them, like you know them.
Yeah, like they're your buds.
Yeah, and I think that's also something that I like a lot with guys making videos, is that's the image that we kind of have, is like, oh, a bunch of dudes like just hanging out, dudes making videos, guys making videos, bros making videos. But I guess, like, I talk about this a lot in the blog too, is that it is sometimes like, I don't know, I don't even know where I want to go with that, but what I was going to say there, but you know, sometimes I feel a little bit less motivated just because people are busy. But again, that's me, like, I feel like there's so much that I can do on my own too, but I just don't sometimes, because I don't know, I feel like
it's nice when you have a group to like.
Yeah,
everybody
like,
is on a similar level, like pushing each other.
And Brad said, so like, oh yeah, so this was the reflections that we were supposed to. It's a clock.
That was
The clock made a weird noise. It is now 4 o'clock. But this was the reflections that we were gonna have. That me, Sim, and Brad had a conference call.
We should do that more often too. Like, not the conference calls, but the type of talk we had over the call.
Well, that was yeah. I mean, basically, it was kind of like a reflections. Not reflections, it was just like us getting on the same page on one of our conference calls, and just I was feeling a little not as motivated, and then Brad and Sim waited on where they were at, and then Brad said this before too, is that like he goes as far as we do, but he's not the driving force behind it. So he said his words were, he goes as far as we do, like me and Zach, and then Sim too, obviously, but Zach and I have the most invested in it. So he goes as far as we do, but if me and Zach are gonna stop, then he's not gonna continue on his own. He's in it because we are, and he likes to be around us, and he likes creating stuff with us. Sim, you're still like, I mean, you can speak for yourself, but you're just saying how it's still kind of like a hobby, and it's slowly weighing into something more than that. But it's hard because, like, and I see this with you too, and I've said this a bunch of times, is that like your box of things that you have to do in your life is always full, or at least that's how you see it. So whenever there's time that you don't have to do anything, it's always kind of like, well, I don't have to do it. It's like that's like the part of life that you live for. Yeah. Is that like, well, I don't have to do anything today, and that you love that, right? It's like I don't have to, I can do whatever I want.
Yeah. The freedom to choose, and I choose to do nothing.
But yeah, I don't know. Did you want to talk a bit about that, like how you feel?
Well, I mean, it's the same as all the other podcasts. Like, it's not. I feel like I'm really stagnant whenever I talk about this, because it's the same kind of situation as it was the last time we did this thing.
But it's like, good because like over time, like we'll see how it changes, right? Like maybe one day, you know, like we're saying similar things, but there's like a slow, like, you know, I'm starting to feel that something, right? And then over time, and then there's that one talk where it's like, okay, well, either you're like, maybe you're more motivated or you're less motivated, or maybe that one talk where like, okay, I'm done because of whatever reason, right?
Well, I will say I do think about jokes more for Front Desk. Like, I have a couple that I want to write down today, so we have them. Like, we can put them in any episode, kind of thing.
Your brain's getting more wired.
Yeah, like whereas before it would just be when we're writing or when we're doing Front Desk. That's the only time I'm thinking about.
It's kind of a curse after a while. I noticed this stuff like, well, just like when I wrote the comic and like writing for show, like you start to dissect things you're watching a lot more.
Yeah, like I'm watching Silicon Valley, and I'm like that kind of comedy is.
Yeah, exactly.
I can use this, like this will work, blah blah.
Yeah, exactly. And just like watching how people do shots and other things like that, and you're like, okay, like, or how stories are put together. After a while, I'm always dissecting like movies I'm watching. I'm like, hey, this would be the most logical way to take this, and I'm like, when I take it a direction I don't expect, now I'm like actually surprised. I'm like more impressed by a story. Yeah. But then there's other things that is like, this is too predictable, and then I don't enjoy it as much because I'm already like thinking 2 steps ahead in what they're doing.
Are you noticing camera angle stuff's in? a little bit?
I noticed differences between shows.
Oh yeah.
Way more,
okay.
like, way
Yeah,
easier.
Yeah.
Like, whereas before I would just listen and, like, hear
Well,
the
you just
writing,
follow the
dialogue.
story. You don't realize
Yeah.
how natural it is to just absorb a show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
But there's like certain shows you realize like, well, this is like a different. They're filming. This
Yeah.
show is shot or like whatever the point of the show is very different.
I can also tell now when, you know how when we film both person's lines at the same time?
Mhm.
I can tell the difference between when they're doing that and when they got an actor to come in on a different day and film their lines.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I can tell the difference.
Apparently,
I can look and be like, that's on a different day.
There's
Oh,
that
Like
was
the lighting and
the-
everything's the same, but the way they're like
Yeah.
interacting with the person that's supposed to be
Exactly.
across from them is different.
Apparently that
I
was
never thought about that.
the issue with Arrested Development season 4. People, it was like when Netflix started getting bigger, but it wasn't that big yet.
Yeah.
When they made that season, and like people are like not willing to give up as much time to film the newest like season. So there's literally episodes, and they're like not even filmed together in the scene. It's just like cutting separately, like their conversation, and you can tell they're not actually together. Like,
The 5th season,
at times, they did a recut of it because of people
Yeah.
are complaining.
the recut's way better.
Apparently, it is.
It is.
Yeah.
Like I watched the
Yeah.
recut and I'm like, this was way funnier and easier to follow.
Yeah,
than
exactly.
Whatever. The 5th season, they actually got everybody.
Yeah, so
But
apparently
they
it's
could
good.
only get them for short amount of times.
Yeah.
So like Lindsay Bluth's character, for example, wasn't
Oh, yeah.
like in half of the season, but they
Oh.
talked about her so much and they just made an excuse for her to leave, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And
A lot
like
of
they
sitcoms end up
they
doing
green
that
screened
later.
her and they made it into a joke. But one of their jokes is they put a sheet over her, so they could use any actor,
Yeah.
right?
yeah,
And like
yeah.
in my head, I'm like, you literally made that joke because you didn't have her for
Yeah.
however many episodes, and like that's. It's not like I couldn't enjoy the joke for what it was. I was
Yeah.
like, that's just a cop out. Like you figured out a solution to your problem, but it's like that was like you made that up for that specific purpose. It's
Yeah.
not a joke that you wanted to put into the show.
Exactly. Yeah.
Um,
yeah.
But that's what just doing all this stuff is like. You realize how many times they do stuff just to solve problems they have.
But sometimes it turns into like more funny situations.
Yes.
It does.
too,
Yeah.
right?
It's true.
But yeah, I think that's a big thing that you start to learn when you're doing, I don't know, anything artistic almost, is like you're a problem solver.
Yeah.
You know, like you got to
I mean-
figure out how to like, you know, like
Yeah.
you're gonna say something.
I was just thinking back to like shows like Lost, and like a lot of the complaints of that show in the end were like they didn't write ahead enough. They were writing as they went, but it's
Mhm.
like sometimes it really works out. Like I heard Breaking Bad, they did this too. They would write themselves into a corner
Yeah.
Work
and then
themselves out of it.
work themselves out of
Yeah,
it. And
yeah.
like sometimes you get better things because of it.
Mhm.
It's tough to like justify which is better in a lot of ways. But
Sometimes it's almost good because then you puts your show and then like what are they gonna do, and even
Yeah.
you're like what
Yeah,
are
I
we gonna
know, like,
do,
exactly.
and then you figure out a way, and then if you figure out the right way, you can tell
Yeah.
tell when the writer was like, yeah, that's how we're gonna do
Exactly.
it, and then other times we're like,
Are
oh
you
fuck, I
taking
can't
a-
figure something out, and then it's some stupid thing. Like,
Exactly. So there's merits to both kind of methods, but it's I don't know. It's crazy. I
Well,
forget what we were talking about. That
Yeah.
made me
We were
think of
talking
that.
about
well, just filming.
Oh,
for
yeah,
us
yeah.
and what it's
No,
for.
yeah, exactly. It's just like seeing the different methods of how people approach a show, or writing, or any of those things. It's
well,
like
yeah, doing this has made us look at that
yeah,
more.
exactly.
You feel like, I don't know, what's your, because remember at the beginning you were like, this is the thing that you have the most invested in, Sim,
Like the show, you mean?
the show,
Yeah.
versus all the other things we're doing.
Yeah.
How do you, is it the same?
It's
Do
the
you
same thing. Yeah, but it's like if Brad does a scene double, I'm like, oh yeah, I'll be there.
Mhm.
But I'm not gonna be like, let's do a scene double this weekend. Like I'm not gonna be the guy that
Yeah,
spearheads
initiates
that.
You're not
it,
the
yeah.
initiator for that.
Um,
I'm not either. To be honest, it's like.
But like we'll be there.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Tell us the time, and we'll be there.
I like doing Sing Double. I just, I'm not in charge of it, so let me know and I'll be there. For me, it's like when I come. Sorry.
No.
But when I come, it's like
When you-
I'm assuming it's when I do come. It's gonna be front desk.
Well, I mean that's
It's
where
gonna be front desk that I come.
you're gonna come for front desk.
Come for front desk.
Yeah.
Come on
Oh.
front desk. Yeah, come all over front desk.
And then we're gonna get some income.
All right, but yeah, no, I think that's where a lot of our efforts are going definitely right now. Like
Yeah.
almost all of our efforts are going to front desk.
It's just
But-
more creative and it's
Well, I wouldn't say that. It's just
I-
that it's more in line with what we like doing in
Yeah,
terms of
yeah.
like scripted things, whereas Seeing Double is which I don't think we realized it, but it is very improv. Like,
Oh, it's so improv.
It's like all improv, and we're not used to
I
that.
mean, I do miss that aspect because I had fun with it.
I think we should still do them. Like, and that's what I was thinking. Like, I don't know. I would maybe get more involved with it again, so that we can maybe do it again more often and more episodes can come out.
Yeah.
And I think, I don't know, what do you guys think about having more days where we edit together and do stuff together? Like, I think that's good for everyone to be in an environment, but not the issue. I guess it is the issue, but the issue with that potentially is like maybe we have to spend more time, right? Because honestly, like when we do meet up on Thursdays and Saturdays, sometimes we spend more time than others, but I mean, it's all like how much time you guys have, right? And how much you guys want to allot to it.
I think we should get like our schedule for when we were filming Front Desk is like I felt like some weeks we had a concrete thing of like we have to do this and this and this. Like there were days where we had like 2 or 3 things to do and we got all the things done. And I think if going forward, if like we plan out at Thursdays and Saturdays, like not just like who's coming, but like we find out who's coming and then we figure out exactly what we're gonna do, and then do it. I think it's like
well, but again, like it is the doing it, right? So like the issue with that with us a lot of times is sure on Monday we'll say we want to do these things, but on the day of or the day before, like today too, right? Like, and I'm not saying there's no good reason for it, but things come up, right? Like, oh, like something happened and I can't come for another hour, or like I can only spend this much time, or like I have to leave early or whatever, right? So I mean, like those things, like whether or not they're in your control or not, like those things happen, but like I would agree, like that's what I want, right? But this goes back to like, this is a good segue into what I was thinking about. Like I think about this a lot, is that like it's that like I'm a strong believer in like everybody should do what they want to do, right?
Yeah.
But I don't like, and you just have to be, so one, everybody should do what they want to do. 2, you have to be realistic about what that means for like when you do this, what's going to happen, or when you don't do it, what's going to happen. Like if I don't work out all the time, am I going to be in shape? Like obviously not if I don't work out all the time, right? Like just be realistic about what's going to happen when you do or don't do certain things, right? And then 3rd is just kind of like don't fucking judge anyone who gives a fuck, right? Like this, like everybody keep to themselves. Like that's the 3rd one, which is related to what we were talking about earlier, but that was off camera. But I mean, it's really like how much you want it again, which I always talk about this like all day. But I don't know if I don't know what this exact story is. I haven't checked my facts or whatever, but I heard some thing about, have you heard that thing like Arnold Schwarzenegger, like he was preparing for a competition, and then his dad died, and then he was like, but it was like near the like funeral or whatever, but he didn't go to the funeral because he was preparing for the competition, so he went to the competition or whatever. So in his mind, it was just like, well, he's dead already. Like I can't, like it's done.
Yeah.
Right. And I've been preparing for this competition, and I need to like why would I miss the competition? You know what I mean? Like I'm sure it was hard or whatever, right? But it goes back to that, like there's always excuses. There's always reasons why you can't, right? Yeah. And like everybody's guilty of like whatever, right? But it's just like how much do you, if you really, really wanted to do it, you're gonna do it, right? Like whatever you ended up doing was what you really wanted to do.
And to defend Arnold, I wouldn't go to my dad's funeral either.
Oh, if only Brad was here.
I'll go to your dad's funeral.
I thought you were his dad. Because you're his dad. Remember, we figured that out on Seeing Double.
And I'll just say,
you're gonna be there.
He died doing what he loved, getting milk and not seeing his kids.
Jesus.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
I'm sorry. You can go back to. I just need
to. Like you're just talking about filming, no, like editing together and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I want to do that, and I'd be more open to do that, but you guys are an hour away from me, so it's always tough for me to just come by and like. Honestly, I wish we were all in like the same location, because then I could just swing by, and then I can just.
How close is Surrey?
Shit. It's just.
He lives at SFU, so it's like.
It's just as far, pretty much.
Yeah. Is it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess because you're like.
Yeah. I'm the furthest, I guess.
But all I was saying this too is like I'd be willing, when we figure out a project or whatever we're doing, I'd be willing to drive to SFU.
No, that would be cool. Yeah.
Like I'm super down to go to SFU and work on stuff with you.
Yeah. I just know some people have desktops and stuff, but if people had like laptops, I'd be down to have like a day.
I realize I'm not a desktop guy. Because I'm mobile. I'm like, I want to work at work. Like when I go to work, I want to use my laptop. When I like take a shit, I want to bring my laptop with me.
Exactly.
I'm that guy.
Because I'm always down for that, and it's more motivating to be able to like work on projects together, even if it's not the same project. It's just having people around there.
Doing stuff. That's
Like,
what I was thinking. Is like
I used
Sim
to
could
do
stream
that.
League while
Yeah,
we edit. Like
exactly.
that'd be cool. Like because we're all doing stuff. Like I don't know.
But,
It'd be nice.
Yeah, like when me and my friends back in the day, like years ago, used to make music. We would like not even work together on music. We would each just like go to like someone's house or a room, and then we'd each work on our own thing. And like that was motivating too in that way.
Did you guys ever ask each other like, what do you think of this?
Yeah, exactly. And occasionally we would like trade and let someone else work on it, see what they could do with it.
Yeah.
You know, so that was a cool aspect of like just working on stuff. Even if it's not the same. It's just being around people who are working on things. But like for me, I would love, like I said, to just be able to come edit and stuff more. But it's like it's tough for me to like get the time to drive. It's like 2 hours just in
Yeah.
transiting, right? So it's like I'm losing
Yeah.
so much time just trying to come to like do stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I mean, if you, I don't know, if you message me, I'll come down.
Yeah,
or
no,
whatever,
for
if you wanna
sure,
do
yeah.
stuff. But you were saying, oh, like you know how I always say that like you and I have like the most invested in this line
It's
of
like
work, I
personal
suppose.
endeavors, I
Like
guess.
creative,
Yeah,
whatever.
creative things that
Where are you with that? You think same thing still?
yeah, I'm like I said, I'm always gonna be like my number one thing is comics. I'm always gonna be working on one,
Mhm.
and now it's probably my own one, which is good in the sense that I don't have to worry about meeting people to do it.
Mhm.
I just got a brand new tablet too, so I'm gonna get faster hopefully.
Thanks to his girlfriend.
Yeah, thank you.
What's your name again?
Nicole.
Thanks, Nicole.
But no,
Make sure-
that is like I always have my own time then to do that stuff, so I never have to worry about scheduling with people and stuff. Like
Hmm.
I'm.
How do you think that's gonna go? What are your first thoughts on being on your own?
Well, I think I have all the skills now. It's just a matter of doing it, right? Even now, like I started writing on my own. I'm so used to writing with people, so like I'm like finding like I've constructed all the plot points, like the major stuff. It's just now I have to do dialogue, and that's what I've always found is better with people. But like I think I'm doing okay now. Like I don't know. I'm constructing characters, but I found I still need that like I'm totally gonna be bouncing ideas off of friends. Like, hey, is this a funny like dialogue between these people, or like is this an idea okay?
Mm-hmm.
Do you like the idea of this character? Like I'm still gonna be like I still need that like circle of people to like bounce things off of. But like when it comes down to it, I want to just be like I was talking to Sim earlier. I want to be able to blame myself as opposed to other people. Like
Yeah.
I never want to have anyone else accountable for this thing that I'm working on.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I don't know. Like I'm also like I'm just kind of going a different direction now, but like I'm so much more careful now who I work with. Like this I love because like obviously I can I'm not the one helming the project first off, but I'm obviously helping and I'm a part of it. But like I trust like everybody in this group, or like the people that I know are gonna make it happen will make it happen. Like I know you two are gonna make Front Desk happen. I'm gonna be there as much as possible to help and all that stuff. And I if like I don't want Front Desk to fall apart, but if it did, I still know like I can rely on you guys to still be working on stuff, like to want to keep moving forward.
Mm-hmm. You want to give us
Like I'm never gonna like I have to know someone really well now to if I'm ever gonna come on board with a project.
Yeah.
Like a project that's like, hey, this is gonna take years and years to do. Is in your younger days you're so like, yeah, I want to do like something, so I'm so down. Like you don't even think ahead about like that kind of stuff
And you don't know too till you get there.
until you get to
be like.
exactly.
Yeah.
So like do I want to do comics and stuff like with other people still? Yeah, I do, but like at the moment, just because I've been burned so hard by this, like it's like I'm gonna keep that to myself for now, and then any other projects, yes, I'm willing to do with people. But even then, I gotta like I can trust you, Kurt, I can trust him and stuff, and Brad and whatnot. But,
Man, I think it is good to have stuff for yourself always too.
yeah,
Right, like
exactly.
aside from group
Yeah.
stuff, like it's good to have your own stuff and group
Mhm.
stuff if you want. Group
exactly.
Stuff,
The thing is, like for so long, all I had was group stuff.
Yeah.
And that was part of the major issue for me is like I was getting, like I said earlier, pulled in so many directions because like now I gotta like organize meeting 3 different groups of people a week, and
Yeah.
like I just end up failing all 3 of them because I just can't be there for all of that, you
Mhm.
know, like. So I'd rather keep it to like my own thing. I can do that on my own time. I always find time. Cause like I literally just need to be in my room to do stuff like that, or anywhere I go personally.
Right.
But then like I'll keep one other group, and I can give them time.
And that's
Which
us?
is This.
We're the one other group?
Yeah, I still have my music studio stuff, and like.
Yeah, but fuck those
But
guys.
Becky and Jordan are good, but like we're all doing separate things, and we all agree we all are pretty much like solo musical thing. Like
I'm just kidding, I love Becky.
We'll
Yeah,
collab.
It's cool too.
Yeah, we'll always collab and stuff, but it's never like a serious like, oh, we're making a project, let's get this out. Like, it's like if we can hang out, we can hang out. If not, it's fine.
Yeah. You want to give us like a sneak peek, or like, what's your idea with the comic? But you don't have to tell us everything. Just give us like a one-liner. Just give us like a one-liner.
It's like cyberpunk and fantasy come together, kind of. It's about gangs.
Called
and
Snowplow.
It's about games. That's not what you told me.
a bunch of gangs.
Oh, gangs.
Gangs.
Not gangs.
Gangs. I was like games.
Gangs. And how they.
Gangs of Thrones.
Gangs of Thrones, yeah. And there's dungeons and monsters and shit. And
So
it's
when
kind
you
of how like the black market would be made, based off these monsters coming into society. I don't know.
okay.
I don't want to get too into it because I don't want to describe all my
Yeah.
ideas here.
But when and if this gets blown up, then we get the first. This is the first
Exclusive
exclusive when Zach.
interview with creator Zack Snyder Ackerman.
I hope not.
But yeah,
Spider-Man.
Snyder.
that was pretty good. You
Yeah.
guys have anything else you guys want to say?
What do you think going forward for this? Just about stuff and everything. and things.
I mean, what I said in the blog was I was, and I like I just said, I was thinking about maybe doing more stuff on my own, but I'm not exactly sure what that is yet, except for I know I work out a lot, so I'm like, I might as well put some stuff out because I'm doing it anyway. Like today, like I did a circuit, I did a 5x5 circuit, and then I did some sparring.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it would just be kind of interesting to just watch that, like not for any purpose of like, and it could lead to that, but just for now, but like personal training or anything like that, right? Because I know myself, it's like if I'm gonna train someone, I need them to be a specific way. Like Sadi is actually really fun to train because he's down to do whatever I want to do.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, you should do some corrective. He's like, yeah, I'll do it. You want to do some circuits? He's like, I'm down. Right? Like, I don't really like when I did personal training before, it was kind of hard when I would try to, because people have these they always want to get in shape, either like slim down and get jacked or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, I can't, if you don't know how to work your body properly, you're gonna get injured. Like, I can keep making you'll lose weight if you, I can just tell you to sprint a lot. You'll lose weight and you'll tone down, whatever, right? But if your body's not functioning in the right way, you're gonna get injured. Like, or at least your muscles are gonna be sore because you don't know how to run properly. So I need to work on those muscles first, like the proper ones, right? But
You
anyway,
also plateau a lot faster like that.
Yeah.
If you know how to do it properly. You could,
yeah, but nobody wants to do that stuff, right? Like, nobody wants to do corrective
You need to build
exercises.
that, like foundation.
Yeah.
before you can-
Yeah, so I mean, when it comes to personal training, I'm not super stoked on it. Like, I don't really want to go there. That said, I know like a lot of people could be curious as to like what I do to work out, right? Like, people have asked me like, oh, like, do you watch your diet and what do you do and blah blah blah. So it's like, if I just put it out there, if you're curious, it's there.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's something that I'm thinking about. Maybe like I can work on for my own personal stuff. With regards to guys making videos, Front Desk, we're near the end of, or we filmed all the episodes.
Yeah, I was gonna
Um,
ask how you feel about season 1 because we haven't really talked on camera. Like, your thoughts on the actual season itself.
I
Same with
needed
you,
to I need to finish editing the last episode, and then I wish we had you in it more, but I know that was a time thing. It was hard because you're
now you're
cold
going
again.
to be in it more.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like you are.
And then I'm thinking about
I'm gonna move in
Just
your house.
yeah,
soon.
because it's.
you're actually
really,
gonna
like,
move into the
Like after seeing the bits of you in it, like as much as I like all of our characters, you're the most absurd one. You're the one that people are gonna be like, I want to see what that gets.
I'm like
Because
I think Darren's actually a
Darren's
surprising.
great too.
But I don't
do,
ever want
yeah.
Darren to be like Zach. You know what I mean? Like I don't ever want him to be like overly whatever, but I want to push how far I can make this guy do shit on the show.
What do you mean?
Like Darren, I always want him to be that authoritative figure and
Yeah.
never
He's
lose
kind of
that
like
demeanor
silly
about
too.
him.
Okay.
If he gets too silly, he's not that guy
Yeah.
anymore.
Okay.
Whereas
There could
Zach,
be a season where he's a little weird.
he can be weird, but he still has
He's still the manager.
he still has to be looked at as like this is the guy who technically runs the show,
Yeah.
right?
Okay. All right.
If you take that away, like Michael Scott, like is great. He's a great character, right? But like by the end of it, it's like, is he really a boss more than like a family? Like he wasn't really a boss.
So you
anymore.
don't want that?
I don't want that. I want him to be the boss all the time. If I'm gonna put like
Yeah.
crazy shit into a character, it's gonna be him and us. A little,
Okay.
like
Yeah.
a little bit, but him way more.
All right. Okay.
I do think like now we're just getting into the writing of it, but like because Curtis, your character like is very central, especially in the first season in terms of like.
Well, we also wrote it like that because we weren't sure who was going to be available.
Oh no, for sure.
So it was like me and Sim were like in a lot of the episodes, like more than anybody else.
Yeah, I just feel like you're always gonna be.
The focal point almost.
Well, yeah, focal point, but like cause he went through this whole arc with like women and like the girl and stuff and like existential stuff. Like it still has to build up on that. I feel like in the next season.
Yeah.
But like in a different way. I don't know how to explain it. Like, cause now that well, I don't want to ruin the season, but.
So, but I don't know.
It still happens.
I don't know if this is the right comparison, but sort of like.
Like you're like the heart of the show in a way, like the sentimental.
Is it kind of
parts
like
too.
Jeff Winger, but like I'm not Jeff? No, my character is the Jeff Winger.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
that's the position
like,
that
Jeff
I hold.
Winger still has like those like moments of like realization and seriousness in a way, like you know what I mean.
Mhm.
And I feel like
Yeah.
the actual humanistic like is
Like the change you see in him.
Yeah.
Is evident like when you see the future stuff. Is that what you're trying to say?
yeah, exactly in a way.
Well,
yeah,
well
exactly.
like when he says focal point, kind of like
Like-
I see what like I think that's what Zach is
so
trying.
you're
you
like,
know, like
the
Jeff Winger-
moral core of it, like.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay.
Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're learning the lessons through Kurt.
I don't know if
And
I
you see
saw
as,
it.
like,
I don't know if I saw
He's
it
the
that
hero
way.
of the hero's journey. Is what you're trying to say.
In a way,
that's,
yeah.
I know what you're
that's
saying.
stories
Yeah.
of that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
And like you see Curtis's.
I'm not sure if I saw it exactly like that, like for the whole show.
Yeah.
Maybe the first season, but I don't know. I didn't really think about it in that way. So
I'm just thinking, where does your character go now that I can't say like any spoilers,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
your character went through an emotional journey here,
Yes.
and then had a realization.
I see. Yeah.
So it's like, where does Kurt now go from here? Because he still has this existential issue, and now he like is kind of learning what he wants,
Mhm.
and then I'm interested to see where you take your character too, because he's been this like the asshole guy, I
Yeah.
guess, kind of like asshole friend, like not friend of me, but like you know what I mean, like.
He hasn't been the nicest person.
No, but like, is your character gonna get a deeper story too?
Yeah.
Because
Well,
the way
I feel like
the
it
way
has to
I
be
saw it,
explored
I thought it
and-
was always more like.
'Cause my character's
guess-
like the Abed.
I guess.
Like,
I
In a
I
way.
saw it more like The Office almost. It's kind of like everybody has different things going on, but sometimes we'll focus on one character more than the other.
yeah. Okay.
But I don't know how people are gonna read it either, right? Like when
That's
people
true.
watch the show, I don't
in
know
our
what they're gonna
initial
think.
writing for the next season, you are not the main.
Yeah, it was
person
gonna be more about.
You're not the
side.
anchor point essentially.
Okay,
kind of is
that's
what
fine. I just
Right.
because you guys are writing it, so I'm not sure how you're like you said, like it could work like The Office more, and then
Mhm.
focus on each episode's like a different character, almost more of a focal point. But
Yeah.
um,
But I did imagine that like I ideally
Yeah.
would like every character to deal with something, like maybe not even if they're the focal point or whatever,
Yeah.
but like through time you would just see things
Like the
change with them,
changes, yeah.
right? Like we
'Cause-
had one thing where Zach, you were gonna. Okay, I guess that's one spoil it, but
Yeah.
something he wasn't just gonna be the guy he is, and something dramatic would happen. And
Yeah, yeah,
for a
yeah.
season, he would be that, and that would just be fun to see a season of that, and then he would go back to what he was.
yeah, exactly, yeah. Have you guys ever seen New Girl?
Yep.
It's because you know like Nick, the main character, he's always like the broke guy that like,
Yeah.
but he's like the moral like grounding for all of them. Like he's what keeps them together, in a way. But like you see him kind of mature as the show goes a bit.
Yeah.
Like he's
No.
still goofy and weird, but like he does get more and more mature and like kind of gets his life together more and
Because I
more.
think what you're saying, like even our initial writings for the second season, it's not like Kurt
Mhm.
forgot all the shit he's gonna go through in the first season.
No,
It's
exactly.
gonna
I'm just kind of
influence-
interested in seeing, like, because you haven't, I don't know how much you guys have started writing, but to see where does Kurt go from here now.
Yeah.
And, like, how your character is going to develop. And, like, I've heard the ideas that you've had for my character. and like you guys said, it's interesting to see my character go to that for that season,
Yeah.
and then like go back, you know, like, and I love the idea, like it built off the thing I suggested, which is great.
I think a big thing that we try to do with Front Desk is that it's relatable, hopefully,
Yeah.
to like millennials that are dealing
Yeah,
with these types
exactly.
of issues. I think like that's always something that I've wanted to do with the show, I
Mhm.
guess, but hidden within it's a sitcom. Like
Exactly.
it's first and foremost it's a sitcom. Hopefully that's what people see it, and then we go. It's kind of like I don't know. A lot of sitcoms do that.
It's
like,
just interesting.
How I Met Your Mother is a
Yeah,
good
yeah.
one, right?
It's
Like,
interesting to see what kind of sitcoms is gonna become, because like Workaholics kind of stays goofy the whole time. Have you ever seen Workaholics?
I haven't no.
You guys should watch it. It's good. But then you watch things like New Girl and it's funny, but all the characters like go through
Yeah.
a lot of changes through the show. And, like,
Yeah.
people get married and people stop being like womanizers and shit like that, you know. But
Mhm.
like that like core stays, you know.
Yeah, that's
And just like with the way I saw your character, and it like it's jokey, but there's still like a seriousness to it.
Mhm. Well, I'm probably the most serious.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I see that happening within the show. Though.
Mhm.
I'm just interested to see, will there be an episode where it's kind of like less funny and more like, oh, these characters have come a long way. They're having like a serious moment right now. It's so funny.
But oh, that's the other thing is surprisingly, I think there's already been a lot of that in the first season,
Mm-hmm.
where like a lot of the episodes, surprisingly to me, were like more serious than. It's almost like when me and
Yeah.
like Sim and I wrote it, I feel like we almost. Not that I totally like what we wrote, but we almost took the comedy for granted. Some of it, like when we had an idea, we'd put it in.
Yeah.
But we focused a lot on like this
You
is
wanted
what
to tell a
this,
story first.
Yeah, like what's the arc of this character, like what's gonna happen in the first
Yeah.
season, as opposed to the funny stuff that happens.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I'm excited. I hope this.
I'm excited to
gets
see
going.
it as a whole because I've only been there for.
Do you
like,
want to rate more episodes?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I
Because
was
the
like,
one you wrote, I thought was so like me and Sim wrote it with like in mind that we don't have a lot of resources.
Mhm.
And also a lot of sitcoms and Red versus Blue type of things, like they start like that. They're very dialogue.
well, it's like we're in a box now. We have to
Yeah,
write in that
right.
box. Like,
But I think when you wrote it, you had like you expanded a lot of the things that we could do because we didn't know if we could do them or not. Like I guess it's like not a lot, but it's like
yeah, it was.
I guess
minor,
won't
but-
spoil anything, but like there's more props and there's more
Yeah.
involved with it. We're not just at the desk having a conversation.
Yeah, yeah.
There's more, a little bit more
You
going
didn't
on.
write in the box. You wrote like.
Just
you
this
wrote
would
what
be
you wanted to
yeah.
write.
He was like just
Yeah.
he was just like
Like-
this would be funny
And
if
then
this
and
happened.
they're like, okay, I guess we'll figure out a way to do this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I definitely made sure the props weren't outrageous like that we
Mhm.
needed.
Mhm.
But
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
for
no,
sure.
for sure it was like
But I think that's good though for us,
Yeah.
right? Because it's like now we can potentially do those things, but we know what it takes to. Because like
yeah, that took
for the ones that we wrote, most of them is like we don't need a lot. We're just like we
No.
just need the people, and then we need to remember the lines.
yeah, it's focused
Right.
on like well, it's called front desk, but it's focused on like the dialogue, and not to say mine wasn't there weren't serious conversations that were trying to build the main story. It was just like this is a one-off episode that's just stupid and absurd.
I don't know. Have you seen any of it? I didn't
Have
edit.
you seen the?
Like, did I show you bits and pieces of it?
Yeah, you did.
Okay. Yeah.
And like it's
I don't know. We'll see.
it's
how
nice to
it
take a
ends.
break from. You know what I mean? Like if you're watching a show
Yeah.
and you're getting the main story all the time,
It's so-
sometimes it's nice to just take a break from that.
Because I think that's
Yeah.
one of the like funniest episodes, just because of how ridiculous it gets,
Yeah, yeah.
right? Because like this funniness from our stuff is like clever. It's like clever dialogue.
Mhm, yeah.
But this is ridiculous. Like,
It's absurd.
Like yeah, it's absurd. Like you guys fucking did that, really? Like
Yeah.
wow.
Which is why it'd be great if you write more stuff.
Yeah, I'm down to
At the
write
same
like
time.
I don't know how many episodes we want a season, but like I'm assuming it's probably about similar, like
We're pretty
13
like
to 15.
I think
I don't-
13 is good.
13
Yeah.
is a
13
good
is a
number.
good number.
So like I would be down to write an episode, maybe 2, because I know you guys have a storyline.
Well, we haven't. Well, that's the thing is, Sim and I are still. We haven't.
We're
Yeah.
brainstorming
I mean,
stuff. Though.
we did write that episode already.
Oh yeah, something
That's an
dramatic
absurd
happens
one,
in the
too.
show. Yeah. No, but that we
That does have
linked
a
that.
serious thing
Yeah, we
to it.
linked it into something
Yeah.
a more serious theme. But yeah. Yeah, no, it's fun.
Yeah.
So
So we have one episode.
Yeah, we have one episode of the second season written. And I also think that keeping it very short, like what do you guys think
Yeah.
about that? Like is good because I don't think I wrote this in the blog too a little bit, but like
Mhm.
I don't think we have the reputation or like we warrant enough to ask people more than a couple minutes because
Oh, for sure.
it's
And
like, why would they
Yeah.
watch like 10 like so there's this other web series I saw on Instagram that followed us or whatever.
Oh, really?
And then they're like 10 minutes and I'm like, that's really cool, the idea was cool, but then I just kind of I should try to watch it if I feel like it, but also like 10 minutes is like
It's a lot to
of
ask for,
time
a lot-
to like
yeah.
What's it about?
I think it's like Greek gods work at an office or something like
I
that.
think I
Something
heard
like
this
that.
potentially.
I can't remember. Something like that. I don't know. I can't remember what it's called. But
Aye.
but I think like keeping it short, like to 2 minutes
Yeah, no, it's
or 3 minutes or whatever,
Easily-
like under 5 minutes. I feel
easily
like is good.
accessible, especially for your first season of something.
Mhm.
I felt the first episode, obviously, it was the pilot, so it felt too short. Just because I wanted to see more, I guess personally.
It's almost a
But
teaser.
the second episode, I loved because it's like it had a cold opening, right?
No,
No.
No, it doesn't. Do we even start?
some of them
Some-
do.
The
Episode.
third will, I think.
Okay.
But I realize a lot of them might not fit exactly with certain episodes, or in
Yeah.
some cold opens might just be like the beginning of the episode already that we filmed,
Oh,
and then
yeah,
put the
yeah.
opening somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then those, the cold opens that we filmed specifically, actually work
Yeah.
really well for like Instagram content. I
Oh,
think.
that too, exactly.
We should start putting some of those up.
I was thinking of doing it in between seasons. You know, like little
just
bite
like
size.
this is what we've been doing.
Exactly. You know what I mean?
Before the whatever. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, cool.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
No, but the second episode just felt like a good length, and I could actually get into it a bit like more.
Mhm.
Because the first episode, like, it's like
I feel like it's more like a teaser.
Yeah,
It's just
exactly.
like this is what the show is.
And
Kind
it's
of.
like a pilot, like what
Yeah.
what do you expect? But
Yeah. But again, like I said in the blog, I'm not expecting too much to happen with it. Like it's kind of like when a show first comes out, like you don't know
Yeah.
if it's gonna be good or not, so
It's
you're
gonna
not.
get picked up
There's not a
or-
lot of like talk about it yet because everybody's still kind of waiting.
yeah.
But it's not till like a couple seasons in where people are like, this show's actually good. Like I like what they did with like Walking Dead. Like you see the arc with Rick and all
yeah.
this stuff. It's like that takes a while to build
It
over
does,
time. Like
yeah.
he's this guy, and then this happens, and then he changes, and then now
Right.
he's this guy. But
Yeah,
that takes like
exactly.
a couple seasons to happen.
He kind of becomes what he says he's not going to become.
That's that's a big thing with
And
it.
then it
right?
comes back.
Yeah, okay.
But Walking Dead.
I don't watch
Seven
it.
It's not-
seasons later.
It's not the greatest.
No, it's not.
Like
No,
maybe the first.
The first 4 are pretty. Oh, the second season's coming, but I could get it. I could get into the first 4.
Well, there's a reason why it's had like 4 showrunners. And, like
Yeah.
3 different people have been fired. Like it's
Oh, really?
yeah.
Uh,
It's like high trade TV, like show on TV or whatever. But
Yeah,
like
yeah.
people still keep getting fired or leave.
yeah.
It's so much. That's a separate
There's
thing.
too much
We're
shit.
talking.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be talking about that. We're
Yeah.
talking-
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else for reflections, or because we could smoothly transition right into whatever you guys want to talk about
Well,
to Guys Cast.
One more thing on.
We keep talking. I don't
One
care.
more thing
talk
on
forever.
Front
Yeah.
desk. Yeah, we could talk forever. Like where, I don't know. It might be tough to talk about as well, like spoiling things and stuff. But like, where do you see Brat's character going? Because Savi's character kind of has like a, he's never taken seriously. He's misunderstood a bit. Like he's still he's like the lens for all the viewers basically
Mhm.
to like kind of understand this environment in a
That's
way.
been here.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Because he's
Yeah.
like he's the new guy, so he's
Yeah.
learning all the ropes and how ridiculous it is by being the new guy, and so are the viewers in a way through him.
Yeah.
Especially in that second episode there. But Brat, like where do you see? Like I know he asks ridiculous questions, and that's like as far as I know about his character really. Even after filming the first season, he's just kind of there in a way. Like, is there a direction anyone sees his character going more, or like?
Well, I mean, part of it too is like I don't know how much he has invested in it,
Mhm,
right? So
yeah,
I
fair
can't write too much with him as
Not-
like there can't be a lot of character development if he's not there,
Yeah, yeah.
right? So, but for now we try like Sim and I talked about this too. Like when you write, is like we try to keep a lot of the characters are like exaggerated one-dimensional versions of everybody, which is why Brad is
Yeah.
what he is, right? Is he just asks the funny questions and he's always
Yeah.
jokes and all that stuff, right?
It's-
Um,
I was thinking about that the other day. How it is
Yeah.
caricatures of ourselves.
Yep.
hmm.
And I was
It's-
like,
it's
and I'm
weird,
like,
it's easier
and
to-
we chose like our actual names for the
Yeah,
characters.
we
It's
just
just
went
funny. I was
with it.
thinking like, yeah, Brat's character is like an exaggeration of him. He does ask those weird questions about us. Or like Sadi's like always kind of like, what's
Sadi's probably the
what's
most
wrong?
different from
He,
Louise.
he is, I guess.
Yeah.
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 Sadi's
Yeah.
not. Sadi's not.
Kurt, your
Yeah.
character is like
Pretty close.
Like,
that's why we
pretty
changed
close.
his name. We changed his name because he wasn't gonna.
Yeah, to Sean.
Oh yeah.
Everybody else
And-
is who they are.
I mean, you're not an
But it's funny because a lot. Yeah, it's funny because a
I
lot of
could be,
people.
But snarky, like.
But you know, but that's the thing is a lot of
You
people
can be
don't
that
see
guy.
you that. Yeah, like a lot of people don't see you like that though.
But,
So,
like,
most people think you're really
For
nice.
me, like too, also like.
Okay. If you keep thinking that.
I'm quite the caricature of myself. I know I'm ridiculous, but like I'm
No,
literally,
yours is really far.
I'm literally a
Yours
homeless
is dialed to like 9 or 10,
Yeah,
and it's
exactly.
gonna keep going. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep turning that dial
That's
until I
fine.
can't turn
Yeah,
it anymore.
that's cool.
But I think you wanted that too. Though.
I did want that. I wanted.
You wanted to be like Kramer,
I wanted my
kinda.
character to be absurd.
Yeah, yeah.
I was just like thinking like eventually if the like people really got invested in this show is like they're gonna start assuming that I'm like this.
Well, no. To be
Yeah.
fair, if they assume that you're like that, that means you're doing a good job.
Exactly. You're right. you're
Everybody
right.
hates Malfoy, but the actor
Yeah.
that played Malfoy is awesome
Yeah,
then
he's a
because
nice
they hate
guy.
Malfoy.
Yeah.
And they hate Joffrey, but the
Same
actor
with like
that played was
Cersei.
awesome.
Yeah. I heard Cersei.
Like I think they get like death threats, shit like that. but
Yeah,
it's like,
so she's
if
like
you're an
a-
actor and you get a death threat
Yeah,
from being Joffrey.
exactly.
It's like,
You're
I did my
amazing.
job.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like yeah, Cersei, like she's like I've been at conventions and people are like I fucking hate you, blah blah blah, and she's like I guess that means I'm doing a good job
Yeah.
acting because like, I
Thanks.
made them hate me, like
Yeah.
that's the
I
point of
think-
my character.
I think you've always been that guy too, though. Like you know, like when we did the TGS thing.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
you always like playing very exaggerated,
That's true, yeah.
over the top kind of funny
I don't
things.
mind going the distance.
You were Owlboy in our Owlboy
Yeah.
skit.
Yeah,
So I don't know, it's cool. I don't know, I like it.
I like this show.
You were the
I was
quantum
just-
head in the.
Oh yeah, you were Ultra
Bukake
Magnum
Man.
Bukake Man. Yeah.
I thought you were the best part of that video.
I think that was
Flower.
Sim's best line.
What did you say? Like,
I don't even remember.
It's like flowers.
But
Just saying
Sashimi
random
Kun.
shit.
But Sashimi-kun, I haven't become a full-fledged Oni Slayer Lord Demon Master yet.
Yeah.
Oh.
Check out our old videos.
We should repost that one.
You should, yeah.
That was our best skit, I think.
Yeah, I
Ever.
think so too.
Should we do more skits? Brad wants to do more skits, but he's not here, so.
I
I
don't
guess.
know, we already have enough issues organizing. This is fun to how we're gonna be doing skits.
I mean, if somebody has an idea for
Yeah,
it.
no,
I
yeah,
don't-
that's
I
the
haven't
thing.
had an idea for one.
Same, like I don't think about skits at all.
No,
If
yeah.
anything, usually it's like we're at the front I'm like, that's a good cold open. That's like the
Yeah,
closest
no,
we
like
get to
skits get worked into the show now, so it's
Yeah,
like,
that's
I
what I'm
don't
saying.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't know. I miss seeing Double though. Like,
I do miss that aspect of like, hey, we're just friends improving and shooting.
and having a drink. It's just funny to like the things that happen, like
Yeah.
that, like the one that Brad just did. Did you see the take a shot? You shoot a shot, you take a shot. You're taking the shot. No, I'm not. Yes, you are. Right? Like, that one, that was so funny. That was
Yeah.
hilarious. Like just that stuff is funny.
There are funny moments. A lot of our inside jokes come from those episodes or some
Yeah,
shit. Like,
we still make inside jokes.
yeah.
Like every time someone's like,
What are the rules for this?
Yeah, what are the
You know?
rules? And what is the one that Brad always like? Oh, welcome
Welcome back.
back. Welcome
Back
back.
from
That's
the
the one.
commercial
Welcome
break,
back. Oh
yeah.
my god. And we haven't done one in fucking forever.
Yeah.
What if nobody's actually coming back? Just welcoming back nobody.
Welcome for the first time.
But
Yeah.
yeah. Anything else?
No, I'm excited for more stuff.
Me too.
I want to see the season come out. I wanna
Oh,
see-
when do
I
we
just
want to?
wanna watch it
Oh,
all.
should we say when we think we're gonna release the second season? Even though that's
Ooh,
only 2
no,
episodes.
I don't think
No, no,
no.
no, no.
The
Write it-
second season?
I say write it first and then.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
no, we shouldn't say that at all.
You guys should maybe set a goal.
There might
for-
not even be a second season.
We should set a goal
We
for.
should set our expectations there,
Yeah.
and then surprise everybody.
Yeah.
Just,
Set a goal for how when you want to finish writing it, maybe.
That's what I was thinking too.
for second week of July, because I have that whole week off.
What is it right now?
It's
June.
June.
Shit, we better get to it.
Well, like,
Wait,
what
you
am
want
I-
to finish
what I'm doing-
writing all of it by the second week of June?
I have a
Or
whole
July?
week off, and I'm not
July.
going any. Like I'm just gonna be home.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Right. So like you can either come to my house or I can just come. Like we can go back and forth or whatever,
hmm
and we can finish writing it that whole week, pretty much.
Yeah.
Right. And but like before that week, like we should write the episodes that
Do
week.
you want to be a part of that, Zach?
I'm down to be part of some of it.
Uh,
I know that week. Yeah, I can.
and-
I'm done.
And then like
Come out.
like up until that point, before that week, we should get the ideas of the outline pretty much
Yeah.
set, so we can start writing the episodes that week.
From like
And
where
then
you want to
finish.
be by the end of the season, and
hmm
yeah.
Like deadlines are really nice.
They are.
When we put a deadline on when we want front desk finished, it made a difference because I'm like, okay, now we have to do it.
Yeah.
If we don't do it, then we're hypocrites, and I don't like being a hypocrite. So, we did it way before we were
Yeah.
supposed to. It's great.
Yeah.
Like now our next one is this. We have to finish this by this time.
Well, it's because we were supposed to finish everything by the time we released the first one.
Yeah.
But I was like, fuck it. Like we can finish it before the. I was like, might as well put it out.
I mean, how many times? Well, not that it's like a big show, but I mean, like, there's time in between each season, so it's like
Yeah.
it'll take.
We can do like Rick and Morty, spend 2 years working on it.
Yeah. And then
For these like a total of like 20 minutes of
Yeah.
the show.
yeah, not even. I bet. Well, how
What's
long
up?
was the first season?
I
It's
wonder
probably
how
half an
long-
hour.
It probably is. Yeah.
It's probably like 15 minutes.
Yo, you guys
the whole
should-
season is 13 episodes and like maybe average of 3 minutes.
Oh, and then that last
Hey,
was really long.
you guys should do a recut
Yeah.
of it at the end, where it's just like 1 30-minute.
That's what Darren said. Is there any way
Yeah.
to just make it all one thing? And I was like, maybe, but you know,
Ads on it.
the fans will do that. The fans will do the
If it's no, but if we do it and we do 30 whatever minutes, we can put 3 ads on it.
We can add.
Simran, I
It's
think.
all about
We can
money.
add you, advertise you.
We'll put our
And
own
the ad will be about front desk.
Yeah.
We should
We
no,
can
we
make
should,
Come to Sports
commercials.
Central.
We should make our own commercials.
yeah, we should make our own commercials for front desk during front desk.
Yeah. And we could just be like, if you guys don't come here, we can't make the show anymore.
Yeah.
It's not gonna let us.
Yeah, I'm down. We should do that. That'd be funny. That'd be fun meta content. Anyway, we good? Was that a good reflections? You guys feel how you guys feel about that one? I'm good.
In this episode, I love doing those.
Yes.
And they actually make me laugh like,
Yeah.
every time.
Every time.
Yeah. I was thinking for this. No, I'm just kidding. What if? But like, I can make like a very simple beat to always put under, but I would still do those like. In this episode.
Do you think we need the beat?
I don't
think
I
I
like it just your
Be
voice.
drum,
I like
but-
it just
yeah,
the way
I
it
think
is.
And you make the music when you go.
Yeah, that's
right?
true.
You're
yeah.
the guitar.
That's true.
Yeah.
Some of them are like laughing at the end.
Most of them.
And I could hear, I think this last one, so I could hear Kurt laughing too.
A lot of them you could
Yeah.
hear all
Yeah.
of us.
Because all
laughing.
we were remember
I
we
haven't-
were giggling the
Yeah, that's
20
true.
minutes of
I haven't even heard there's the end one where it's like, you come in.
Oh, whoa. Spoiler. Whoa,
Sorry.
hey. Some people, this beginning part means a lot to them.
It does, you're right. I'm sorry.
Okay.
In that future episode. Okay. Yeah, no. Anything else?
No.
Should we transition into, do you guys want to do podcast?
What are we gonna talk
I
about?
thought that's
I don't
what
know,
we
whatever you
just
guys
did,
want.
kind of.
No, like Guys Cast, if you guys want to just do whatever.
Can we talk about whatever we want?
Yeah.
Like anything at all?
Yeah.
Okay.
Transition.
Or I guess I can just cut it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Just leave it.
Transition.
Are
You
you gonna do
snap?
another one?
Well, because it's, yeah. No, it's because they're two.
Just sync on one of those.
Yeah.
Pick one.
You guys, in the camera, my right arm looks way smaller than the left.
You should work it out more.
Look at that. Look
Oh,
how
that's
small
not
my
the
right arm
The camera
is.
adds 10 pounds to your left arm.
What's going on with my left arm?
That's
right
true.
now?
It does look. It also looks more vascular.
Yeah, like
Are you
what's going on?
angled closer to it? Try and be straight.
Oh wait.
Wait a minute. I
Is
don't,
it- it's
I
your
don't look
shirt.
like I'm there at all.
Pull your shirt down. Where
I'm so.
yeah, they're fine now.
Are they?
Now it's your shoulders. Your shoulders flat.
This is a real.
Look at your
podcast.
right shoulder to your left shoulder.
Wait. No,
One
my left
goes-
is still more jacked. I think. I don't know.
No, but one goes like this one goes like this. No wait, go the wrong way. This one goes like this, and then the one on the other side is like this.
Holy shit.
Oh, maybe it's your shirt. I don't know. Either way, you're fucking skinny.
All right.
It's
and we're
really
back.
hot. I'm gonna
Now we're
open
back
this
from
door
commercial break. The bicep break.
Oh, I should have worn a beater. But yeah, E3.
It's live.
E3 predictions.
It's cool.
Hey, they just released some footage of that new Fallout game. I haven't even watched it yet.
I haven't played any Fallout.
Everybody's doing battle royales
I love Fallout.
because they're making a lot of money. But everybody's.
I think this Fallout is a battle
Yeah,
royale.
I think that's what they were saying, and like fucking, that Halo Infinite might be a battle royale, but Halo.
I always wanted some kind of. I mean, Halo Wars, I guess, is cool 'cause it's a
Oh,
different
God.
type of Halo. But I always wanted. You know, actually, know what it was? It was a. I imagined a Halo, League of Legends MOBA, a Halo MOBA, because the minions would be elites and
The soldiers?
grunts coming up,
Yeah.
and then yeah, it would just be squads going up the thing, and then everybody gets a lane, and everybody's like a Spartan or some kind of Spartan, and then you okay, all right, nobody cares about MOBAs. Nobody cares about MOBAs
That's the shit. Well, like
anymore.
MOBA, the fad is gone, so now it's battle royale shit.
But you believe that MOBAs aren't. What do you think about MOBAs? You think MOBAs are gonna hang around?
Well, I think League of Legends is gonna hang around, but all the
You think
other
so?
ones are gonna die. 'Cause
Wow.
I think League of Legends, they
people like Dota. People play
I think
Dota.
it'll die for a bit and then come back.
I just think, well, I think-
back. Why would it come back?
Because then it's like
StarCraft
hip-
isn't coming
then
back.
It's hip again.
You think
well,
so?
Riot's also working
They're
on
not
other games.
making a new.
Are they?
StarCraft.
What are they making?
Yeah, they're
A battle royale.
probably. Honestly, I'm
They,
not joking.
I think they should make a. I think that's what they should do. Is relax.
With
I
their
think
League of
they-
Legends characters?
Exactly. Called it. I want it. If they do it, I'll play
That would
it.
be kind of cool.
I'll 100% play it.
That's the thing, like the IPs that can actually probably get the crowd, they will make the battle royales. But like, there's that new battle royale and it died so quick. I forget what it's called. But like,
Fortnite.
No, it looked like Fortnite.
But
though.
I always
It just
like
died
it's
so
kind of
quick.
like. But you know what?
Like-
Actually, I realize maybe that's just me. But it's kind of like Smash Bros. How people
Yeah.
like to see the same characters but like in a different setting. Like I think Halo Wars is a great idea. Like just putting
Oh, yeah, that was cool.
like League of Legends in a battle royale is cool. Or
I
League
mean-
of Legends like and they even made like a 2D fighter. Like fans made a 2D fighter.
Or like
League of
Overwatch,
Legends, like, that'd be cool.
they're in that Heroes of the Storm.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Blizzard
Yeah.
puts all their characters in Heroes
Everything.
of the Storm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's. I
And
don't
Heroes of
know.
the Storm, I think, is still going.
I love that
So-
stuff. I love.
It's funny
playing
because
that.
like a bunch of games were trying to copy like the Overwatch style, and now it's like all like the battle royale.
Yeah.
Yeah. What,
Also like
League of Legends, Overwatch.
yeah.
League of Watch,
League of
over
Watch.
League.
But you notice that the games that give the most free stuff are the ones making the most money.
Oh, I was thinking about
Yeah.
I've said this too, right? It's like okay, like PUBG won in the short term because they're the new thing, and then
Fortnite killed it.
they're winning in like even money you could say at first,
Yeah.
like right at the beginning because they're making money because you have to pay for the game.
Mm-hmm.
But Fortnite wins in the long run because they're building name, because
Yeah,
it's like
no,
it's
exactly.
free.
Yeah.
So everybody's playing Fortnite. It's the same thing like Netflix. It's like
And
wasn't Netflix
they're
like
making millions of dollars
yeah,
for
like,
Fortnite.
but wasn't Netflix like negative for a while because
Oh,
they're
yeah.
like only $7 a month?
I mean,
but now
Netflix
it's
is
like
kinda
Netflix
always
is. But Netflix is
negative
like,
now.
but Netflix is
$1
pervasive now,
Yeah,
right?
I
Like
know,
it's huge
exactly.
now, but it's because they work their reputation on name.
It's the gift economy. You give stuff for free, and then then you get enough support that people are willing to pay for stuff for it. Like they're making Fortnite.
You know what Gary Vee calls it? It's the thank you economy.
Yeah,
That's his
okay.
first,
Well,
his
everyone's
first
got a term
book.
for it.
He wrote a book on it. I'm just kidding.
You know what? It's been around since before Gary Vee, so
I don't think so.
no, probably not. He's been around.
That's
since-
right. I
He's like
don't
a
think so.
dinosaur.
He was the first.
Yeah, he's like
He
God
was a
invents
pioneer,
everything.
yeah.
Gary Vee is God.
Anyways, Fortnite they makes all their money from skins and crap. Same with Overwatch. They give you new characters all the time. Like before, you probably have to pay for that crap in other games, but like they give you the free character, you get all the free maps and stuff. But like people pay for loot boxes and they make tons and
Yeah.
tons of money.
But
It's
it's
just-
because the skins are so great.
Yeah, it's the thing.
Like,
It's-
they're just so well done.
Yeah, because a lot of these like that was the problem with the new Battlefront. They're like you have to pay for like the core of the game.
Yeah.
And then
You
they're
pay
like, we don't want
$60 to pay more
and then
money
they're
to
like,
pay.
we don't want to make people pay for like a pink Darth Vader. Like, we don't want them to have the like, you know, the not I don't want like not luxury. I'm trying to think, you know, like the kind of useless stuff, but the fun stuff, you know, like
Aesthetic.
the aesthetic stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the thing you should be making people pay for in a way is the aesthetic stuff if they want to. Like,
Mm.
you should give them the core game so that anyone can play, but like
Well,
all
it's
that
all
extra
yeah.
shit. Like
I mean, I think that's the best strategy.
it is. I
is
think.
what you're saying,
You-
right?
Like
Yeah.
I feel like fans don't feel cheated that way.
Yeah, because you
And,
can do whatever you want. You can make them
yeah,
pay
but
extra.
I'm just
whatever.
saying,
But
right
the best strategy, I
nowadays,
think,
yeah.
is for like a good
I mean-
like reputation and whatever. Right?
Like social media is free. That's why it's big. Like, you know, shit like that's not maybe the best comparison. But I just, you gotta give shit for free, and then expect to- that's like web comics. People would shit on web comics back in the day because like, and people got mad because they were putting the comic out for free, but in doing that they built a big enough fan base that they would just buy
Yeah.
the stuff from them. Like,
And I actually like my consumer habits. I know
Mhm.
not everybody is like this. Like a lot of people aren't like this. But my consumer habits are like that. Like
Yeah.
I torrented Mass Effect for like all of it. I played all of it for free, and I
Mhm.
loved the game so much that when they came out with the like buy all three together
Yeah.
in a special edition box, I bought it and I didn't play it. I bought it just so I could lend it to my friends and be like, fucking play this
Yeah,
game because it's so
exactly.
great, right? So I noticed my consumer habits are like that. Like,
The new study came out recently that like, because for years pirating was such an issue, right?
mhm.
And the study found that people who pirate actually buy more consumer goods and buy more like of the content and stuff. It's just like
yeah,
because they actually get into these things, like
Mhm.
buying. I heard torrenting season 1 of Game of Thrones made them into Game of Thrones. Now they buy all the crap like for Game of Thrones.
yeah.
So it's just people becoming.
But it's weird because like nobody wants to play that game though. Like everybody wants, and I feel it too. Like as the
Yeah.
so I was like starting to do like the eBay, Amazon. I was thinking about doing that stuff.
Oh yeah.
But it's kind of like, you have to like get all these products and figure out which, like it's like, I don't know, get like 2 to 5 products and try to sell and see which one works, right? That's
Yeah,
what
that's
my
right.
buddy did. But it's like
Yeah.
you have to first buy those products and invest in trying to make each of them work.
Mhm.
And like that's what he did. So then, but now like a year, it's like 2 years later or whatever, and he only has one product. So all the other ones failed,
Yeah.
and he only sells one product. But he's obviously made back all the money from all the investing and trying to
Mhm.
figure out the products and whatever, because that one product is selling consistently enough to make enough money and whatever. So he makes pretty good money now because he figured out that one product. But nobody wants to take those like 2 steps back
Yeah.
financially or whatever to like invest and try to
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
to like slingshot you forward.
And you know what? He did the work for you. Take his product, start selling that.
Sell for $1 cheaper.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Just like Fortnite did to PUBG.
Yeah, right.
It's the same analogy.
Not only that, I think Fortnite did a better job of like getting on consoles.
They just made their game
Pub-
way
pub-
more accessible
Yeah.
to way more people.
I can't tell you because a
and-
lot of people
and
played
when you
those
do that,
games on
it's like-
PC, like PUBG. Everyone I knew played on PC, but like Fortnite, I was seeing so many people play on PlayStation. I
Yeah.
was like, whoa, okay, like
That's a big thing too. Like, I mean, we're not in Reflections anymore, but I think with our content too, it's the same shit. Is that like we have to try our best to not make friction between us and whoever wants to watch, right? Like that's a big reason why people. It's like Netflix. Like that's a big. Like you already see it with your own habits. Like my habits is like
Mhm.
there's amazing show on whatever, but I just don't. I have Netflix and it's not on Netflix, so. I guess we'll just watch the next best thing because it's fucking on Netflix already. Like I already have Netflix opened up, so like why would I like even if the show's like
Yeah.
11 out of 10, but if it's not on Netflix, like I have a very low chance
Like
of watching
HBO
it now.
in Canada, it's so fucking awful. You have to,
Yeah,
they
like-
don't have HBO Go. You have to get the channel.
Yeah, like
I don't want the fucking channel.
I want to watch it on my computer.
Just let me watch it on my own pace. Like
So like that's what I was saying is for us, it's like I asked Brad like a while ago, like, oh, what do you think about like Facebook? And I think Facebook was going through some thing with the media that
they're
were
going
like,
even through even more shit.
yeah, like some more shit. And I understand like your own personal stance on it, right? Is
Yeah.
like you don't like Facebook and all that stuff, but that's separate from when we're making things
yeah.
and you want people to see it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So if we're putting out a Seeing Double, just because you don't like Facebook, that doesn't mean anything. Like everybody's on Facebook, so like it creates less friction now if it's on Facebook because when they're on Facebook, they're gonna scroll, they're gonna see an episode, and they might click it maybe. Even then, they might not. But it's like the fact that if it's not even on Facebook, they're never gonna see it, and no, you know what I mean? Like you
No,
can't just be
no.
like, oh, I only like YouTube, so.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's creating the least amount of friction possible,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's what
think-
Uber is too, right? Like
Yeah.
Uber's like you have to like instead of like you call the taxi and you wait or whatever, like it's Uber's like he tells you like when he's gonna be there, like,
Yeah,
and all
or
that
like
stuff.
you
you
can
can
call-
watch him on the
or like
thing,
skip the dishes.
You open the app, you press the button and you say pick me up, and then it's
Yeah.
fucking coming. It's like
right?
there.
Exactly,
Yeah,
right? It's
Simpler for people.
the
I
least
think-
amount of friction
I
possible.
think a
Save
lot
you
of
time.
these a lot of these social medias that kind of like set the groundwork are starting to topple now. And not like entirely. Obviously, they're still gonna be around. Like YouTube, YouTube's going through so much shit. They always have to change now. They always have issues. There's always some sort of controversy. Facebook too now. People's information is leaking out. I think that's what happened again recently. They accidentally leaked like 30 million people's shit or
Yeah.
something like that, or conversations. I think it was.
But it's weird because it's like
Twitter.
it's
got in
because they're
trouble.
becoming so pervasive and they're not just
Mhm.
like they're becoming like
They're having a, like-
infrastructural like
Yeah.
part of like society.
They
like
are.
it's like the government has to get involved now.
And now
because
they're
it's,
having to, like, yeah,
embedded
exactly.
in like our lives now.
Yeah.
It's not just like, I don't know, like a video game that's like, oh, some people are on play video games and some people
Yeah.
don't, and it's
And
whatever.
even-
This is like everybody has a phone, everybody has some, like they're on Facebook, everybody,
people-
so it's like,
And it's like people that aren't even on Facebook. If you have somebody that is like on your contacts or something that is on Facebook,
Yeah, they
I think
have.
those people, some of
They
those,
do,
they got
yeah.
leaked as well, which is why it turned into such a
oh,
big thing.
I didn't know that.
Because like if you connected through that to them in any way, shape, or form,
Yeah.
like some of your shit was on there.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Because Zuckerberg's a fucking animal.
And like the terms and
he's an Android,
conditions,
sorry.
the terms and conditions they had before don't work anymore. Like now they're having to draw lines in the sand of like what's acceptable in their platforms, what's not, because they're running into these new issues, and especially modern day, just like society's changing based off of it, and now like it's becoming a reflection of the platform. The platform doesn't know how to like account for that. I feel like, you know, like. And before YouTube, you could put anything on YouTube. I remember, like not
Yeah.
porn, obviously, and stuff like
You
that,
can
but
go
like
on.
you could. A lot of times you get away with
Porn.
it. There is.
You gotta find it.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't know that.
Is it?
No, but like, you know, there was less rules, and like, any video could get like big on it, and now it's like they're trying to turn it into something like it's a.
They're trying to
almost
turn
like
it into a network,
They're
yeah.
trying to turn it a network, exactly. So it's all like big company now, you know, as opposed to it's like a platform for anybody to post shit. And now they're getting more shit because like the few people that are getting the attention are doing stupid things at times that's like just causing controversy. So I don't know. It's just
Yeah.
it's fucked. I feel like I had a point to this. I don't know what it was.
Yeah, no, I don't know. The bigger you are, the more problems you have. But,
Yeah, exactly.
but also,
That's
like
essentially it.
like I was saying, yeah, it's just because it's such a big part of everybody's life now. Which I obviously like when they started, what it wasn't that. It wasn't. They didn't think it was gonna be what it is now.
Yeah.
They weren't ready for it. So it's kind of weird to like. Who was saying? It's I don't know. You know that saying? It's like you're trying to fix the plane while it's in the air.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically.
So it's like, yeah, it's difficult.
Amazon got issues, but Amazon's huge now.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well,
Amazon's like, okay, like all the other ones, yeah, they changed society, but Amazon's actually like ruining aspects of society.
Oh,
Yeah.
like
Like grocery stores are
Yeah.
dying and all these things, and it's like, holy crap, like soon it'll be like one purveyor for all these things. It's like, but they
Yeah.
have like sweatshop conditions for
Yep.
workers in the warehouses. and
That was
it's
what
like-
I read about that. That was like,
Yeah, like a pregnant woman, like they made her like stand on her feet for like 12
they make
hours.
everybody.
Yeah.
Or actually, no, they don't make everybody, but they set unrealistic goals and expectations for the
Yeah.
people that work there. And because there's so much turnover and they can fire people and hire
Yeah,
new people,
exactly.
everybody feels pressured to meet it.
Yeah.
So everybody's pushing themselves to limits that, like,
Shouldn't be.
you shouldn't be pushed
Are
to.
technically not legal.
Like apparently there was an article of the person that worked there.
Yeah.
Like somebody dies, like every day, in one of those.
Oh my
things.
god.
Like they die. Like
Yeah.
not even like a bunch of people go unconscious and have to go to the hospital and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And when people do go unconscious or like fall down or like pass out,
Yeah.
the newbies, the people that like just got hired,
Mhm.
they go over to help and they're like, oh my god, this person's in trouble. But
Yeah.
the people that have been there for a long time, they don't.
Oh, they just-
Because they know that if they go over there, they're gonna lose their quota of what they have. Like
Oh.
they're gonna lose time on their own job and they're gonna lose their job. And they know that. Like it's a weird
Yeah.
fucking culture that's set up
It is.
in there. I don't know.
I kind of would rather lose that job.
But, like-
I know a lot of them can't.
Yeah.
They don't have the choice.
But no matter how bad it is, Amazon's not gonna go away.
No, no, no.
Like
yeah.
it's just getting bigger.
It's too
gonna
big.
keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's like if you know all of it's going on, you can't stop it.
No. Yeah.
Damn. That's hectic.
Yeah, it's fucking bad.
It's interesting. We are the future.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, it is always like with these issues, it's always a very like, to me, it's like the personal like consciousness thing, right? Like if you have the like, I don't know if this is a good example, but it's like, you know, when Wikipedia is like, oh, donate because we don't have enough money, whatever.
Yeah.
It's like you as a person can be like, yes, I think that my contribution will make a difference, and they're
Mhm.
asking me, and yes, right? As opposed to like, no offense, but like when I did that, my dad was like, he's like, really, you think that's gonna make a difference? And I was like, okay, thanks. Like, all right, thanks for that. But like,
It's
there's that because
yeah.
that's the same thing as like what you just said with the Amazon thing, right? It's kind of like, oh, there's nothing you can do about it. But it's like, that's not true. It's just that at what point does like a bunch of grains of sand make a pile enough so that it'll change?
Yeah, I had this debate with someone recently. It's very contextual, I feel like, in a lot of ways.
For sure, 100%.
But
yeah.
the new Kanye album came out, and obviously he's a controversial figure, and he said stupid things recently, blah blah blah. And my friend Jordan, she's like, I don't want to listen to his album because I just don't want to give him one more stream. And I was like, yeah, but if I go online right now, I could tell you he probably just broke a record for streaming, so you may as well just listen to it because it's already happened. And so you can at least form an opinion on this album. You don't have to like it.
Well,
but
it's
I
kind of,
think
it's
you should
also like,
listen to
yeah,
it.
like what's actually gonna make the difference, right?
Exactly.
So like, it's kind of like, I don't know exactly how I feel about this, but like, for
Mhm.
example, like the vegan vegetarian thing, right?
Yeah.
Is like, I get it if everybody's vegan,
Mm-hmm.
then yeah, I get, and I get that,
We're eating their food.
but also like the thing is, but also like the
We're eating they're dying because they don't have food because we're eating them.
we're eating their plants.
You guys are just as bad. I'm sorry, okay, keep going, Chris.
but also if, what was I gonna say?
You're saying if everybody's vegan or vegetarian, then it's like
Oh, but like the argument against that, it's not against that. It's just that like, you know, like let's say I go vegan, it's like that doesn't make them immediately not make meat. Like the meat's already fucking.
Yeah, the
they already
thing is, like,
slaughtered the whatever, right?
It's going to
But-
the grocery store. It's vegan, but
But
obviously not
but like I
vegan.
think like a bigger difference to make with that issue is like actually going out and trying to like fight for
Yeah.
more humane rights for animals or something like that. Like that would make more of a difference.
They'll
You know what I
be
mean?
3D printing meat soon enough. We're all good.
My sister has a big opinion on that. How that's not gonna.
They'll make
Save
the pan
it.
out.
Yeah, like the fake
Well,
meat
no.
thing, like the fake. They can. Have you heard of that stuff? They can do. They can make like a muscle tissue,
Yeah.
kind of whatever, and they're starting to. They're starting to experiment. They're trying to make
like
that.
real meat.
Apparently,
They're saying it does, but it's like not as good yet. Like they're trying to. It's not like really good though. It tastes kind of like not shitty, but kind of like
Plasticky?
like mediocre-y kind of meat.
I don't
like, not that
understand.
great.
Like 3D printers still baffle me.
Yeah, isn't
like,
it plastic that you're using?
It's
to
not
make food?
3D print. Don't keep saying 3D printer. They're not using.
I thought
I
he
know
was
he
joking
keeps
when
saying
he
he
said
keeps
that.
saying 3D
And the
print.
article shouldn't say they 3D printed meat.
Okay,
The
but
misconception.
I
there,
just
but-
feel like
Zach, use your
it's
brain.
like- I feel like you
I'm not
just-
gonna read the article. I only read the titles of articles.
You know, like those plastic, like egg things. Like it's like an egg yolk that's like scattered out, but it's plastic, and you can. It looks like you can pretend like you're cooking and stuff. That's what I'm thinking when you're saying 3D printing. Like you're gonna print out a plastic fucking piece of steak and give it to me, and then I'm gonna use my.
No. It's a Fisher Price toy. Yeah, you can
Yeah.
do it. No.
That's what I thought. I'm like,
No,
what
no.
the fuck?
I don't know how
I
they
don't know you
make
guys
it.
are
It
serious
baffles
and
me.
they're actually
Well,
making
it's literally a machine that's making meat, so it, like
But then it doesn't have to use meat as material to
that's
make
what I would think. But that doesn't make any sense because that
don't
wouldn't
think
save
it's
anybody.
that.
That would just be wasting meat to make shittier meat.
Because then aren't you? Is it like Westworld then, where you're making?
Don't ask me about side. Okay, Kurt, have you read the articles? Can you explain to
Uh,
me more of this meat producing thin air thing?
Whoever made this thing is a god, because they're making fucking flesh.
Plain God, yeah. You said they can make muscles.
They can make Terminators.
Okay, it's a good stop. Culture, synthetic.
That's a good discussion. We're gonna Google it in the middle.
Yeah,
This
this
is
is
guidance,
this
Curtis.
is this
This
is what
is-
this is
this
what
is the end of all of us.
100 But
clean meat, synthetic meat. I don't know if I'm looking at the right thing. Or in vitro.
In vitro?
Vitro. Is it? Sorry,
In
what
vitro.
was that?
I don't know what it means, but I just know how to say it.
Is
I think
meat
it's like-
grown from vitro
Yeah.
animal cells cultured instead of from slaughtered animals. It is a form of cellular agriculture.
okay.
Say
You know
tissue
what
So
would
it's
solve
like-
hunger? If we take all the fucking mean as fuck geese in Canada and just start eating those.
You should start eating people, right? It's the Bill Burr thing.
Yeah.
Start eating people. There's less people.
And everybody's full.
Yeah, everybody's
Oh my
full.
God.
You just deal. You solve two problems at
Cannibalism.
once. Yeah.
Well, check us out soon at the synthetic beat by meat and greet.
Hey, there it
3D
is.
printed fun.
Comes full circle.
um,
Yeah, are we good? You guys want to talk about any other
I
random
don't know
stuff?
how we went from like social media to like 3D printed meat.
Oh no, I was
We
saying
started
like,
Fallout like battle royale
Yeah.
and stuff. Like,
no, I was just saying when things make it like to make a difference for something. And that was my
yeah.
example.
yeah.
Because it's like certain things I think will have a bigger impact than others,
Mhm.
whereas I think I don't know if I
Yeah,
should say this,
it's
but
good.
a lot of people that are whatever they say they are, it could be, it doesn't have to be like vegetarian or whatever. Just a lot of people, they put things like, what do you call it, labels on who they are. It's kind of like they like the idea of like, I'm a this type of person.
Counterculture kind of thing.
Like, and it might not even be counterculture. It might just be like, I'm Christian. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm this thing, right? But I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess I don't like putting those labels like on things
I'm
where it's kind of like, we should just talk about like facts rather than like and Bobby and I have talked about this, like getting into like tribes, and it's kind of like why like you fucking what's that thing that's on Instagram? What's those two names? Yanny. Laurel.
Oh yeah.
It's like he hates that shit because it reminds him of that. It's like
Yeah.
it's like obviously everybody knows it's more complicated than that.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
frequency thing, your ears, the context of where you're listening, and blah, blah, all that stuff, right? It's not
People
not
post,
just
like Yanny.
but yeah, it's not just like
Yanny.
Yanny Laurel, and then people just get like it's a tribal thing where you're just like fucking Yanny Laurel, like
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
You see how like the more complex issues on how people like.
That's what I mean. It's a very complex thing, right? But I
Yeah.
don't like simplifying it into like I'm a
Weird.
whatever-tarian. Like it's just like no, that doesn't change anything. Now you're just making names up. Like you know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like,
exactly. And we've talked about this, Kurt, but I think like inherently a lot of us are like we like to make clicks in a way. Like
Mhm.
that's not the best term, but I mean like I was saying like you ever have like a friend group and then suddenly like someone's like, hey, my new friends like starts hanging out with that group, and you're like before you even met the person, you're like, oh, who the fuck is this guy?
yeah, like who's
Yeah.
this new
I
guy?
don't.
Who's this
You're
new
already
guy?
in your head. You're like, I don't like necessarily
Yeah,
like this.
immediately,
And
yeah.
then you meet the person. You're like, no, they're really cool. And then like a year later, like, oh, this is part of the group. This is just
Yeah,
how it
yeah.
is
Yeah.
now.
Like remember when I brought Tyler Rupert around?
Yeah.
Because he
Yeah.
was our new friend in
Oh, yeah.
high school.
Yeah, and like inherently, you're just always like. And I just feel like it's human nature for a lot of people. It's just like, fuck this person.
Like
I don't
us and
know
them, yeah, like us and them, right?
Right.
Like it's fucking those guys. It's like you're either us or you're like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
You
it's
can't
not.
just bring someone new.
Yeah.
Like,
The fuck is this?
No,
Just
but
go.
like it's kind of funny to think of how like us like guys making videos.
I feel bad with
happen.
that too, though. Yeah, that's true because I forced you guys to be friends.
You forced it.
I still don't like it.
Yeah.
I'm still like, what the fuck?
I always feel
Why
bad
is he
about that
here?
though, because like about the like having that feeling towards people. Like remember when one of our friends wanted to bring their boyfriend to our barbecue and we're like, nah, it's gonna be weird. You remember that? We did that before. I feel bad.
I can't remember the friend, but I remember. Oh wait, yes, yeah, I do.
Yeah, I feel bad.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
You guys suck. You're
I
mean.
know. But yeah. It's
But like, no, we don't.
No, I'm just
fuck-
kidding.
no, it's our barbecue though.
Just fucking around.
It's ours. It's not his.
Yeah. No, but guys making videos is literally like, hey, come film this one day for this show.
Well, I
Game
brought you
website.
and Brat to Achilles' house.
Yeah.
So all three of you kind of met each other ish, sort of like Achilles knew Brat, but
Yeah, and I had to listen to Kurt for a while and be like, he knows Brad God.
Yeah.
Fuck Brad. Okay? I don't care about Brad. Sounds like a brat.
he
And,
is-
then
he is
I
a
met
brat.
Brad. He sounds like Brad. no, I love the boy. I love the man.
You're his favorite dude.
Good. I'm gonna give him a kiss next time I see him. Big kiss on the cheek.
What
No,
are we
but
gonna
it
do,
is-
Zach? What are we gonna fucking do? We should do some shit.
What do you mean?
I don't know, man.
Right now?
Decide right now.
No,
We're
like,
doing shit
because
right
I was
now.
like, I have front desk with Sim. I've seen double with Brad,
Okay.
and then I don't know what we're gonna do. We
Doing,
gotta do some
doing
shit.
your son?
What?
You
What
ever
did
seen
you
a
just say?
Family Guy episode?
No.
He's like at an interview and then he sees the boss is like a picture of his wife and his son and him.
Yeah.
He's like, don't say doing your wife, don't say doing your
Oh.
wife.
Don't-
And he was like,
don't-
where do you see yourself? He's like, doing your son? Anyways, a joke explained. Sounds funny, right? I don't know what we're gonna do, Kurt.
What are we gonna do, man?
I don't know. I honestly, I have been thinking about it. I'm like, what would me and Kurt do?
Yeah, I don't know.
Do we film?
Should I start drawing again?
Drawing.
Drawing.
We'll be
Drawing.
Be a
I don't know
drawer.
what to do.
teaching Kurt to draw.
That'd be fun. Yeah. We could just do drawing exercises. I don't know.
Today I'm gonna yell at him about making circles.
I did that for a while. Remember? Did I show you when I did I was practicing the technique, drawing straight lines and drawing circles, perfect
Oh
circles.
yeah.
That's
That's
just-
impossible. I can't even do that. So,
Yeah.
I can draw a perfect circle. Kidding me?
I feel like we do something that would be very story oriented.
Yeah.
Something involving drawing. Something like a comic.
Yeah.
You know, something that
Manga,
something like
reviews.
music maybe.
Snow cloud.
Manga reviews. Snow Cloud, yeah.
And there's a bunch of them, and then each of them
Fog.
makes music, and they might they do something with they fight with their music.
At first I was like, where are you going with this? And I was like, oh,
why
it's,
does this sound familiar?
it's a shot at that.
What do you mean?
Comic I
We
used to
should
do.
do that.
We
We should do that. It's a good idea, right?
Just
I don't know where I
like-
got that idea from.
Just literally put your name over Grace on the copyright. Not even remove Gray's name, just put your name on top.
Little label maker.
Yeah,
Sticker right there.
no, it's not happening. No, we'll think of something. We haven't even met up and spitball ideas, so.
Yeah. I think it'll just be random. We'll just be in the shower or some shit. I'm like, that's what we should fucking do.
Oh, I thought you're saying the thing we should do should just be in the shower.
Yeah, we should do a thing in the shower. Curtains out
Welcome
in the
to
shower.
Zach and Kurt's
In the
Kurt
shower.
and Zach's shower corner.
You know,
Okay. I need the water for this segment. You've been hogging it.
Cold.
Yeah. I kind of want to do it. No, I don't know. It's not an idea.
Or we could just play games. We could play games together too.
We could do that.
That could be fun too. There's so many games that we want to play,
Yeah, that's true. It'll be our excuse to actually play games.
right?
When we. That way we don't feel guilty not working on other stuff.
Yeah. That's what I was saying with Sim, right? If he plays League and he just streams, it's well then that's two birds, one stone. You get to play
Yeah.
games and we're making content. It's right? And then you can edit your funny parts of the League. We talked about this. Over a month, you'll have at least a 5-minute video of funny shit that happened.
just cut it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, that'd be fun.
Okay, well, we talked about some shit.
Yeah, for a long time.
But yeah, we haven't done one of these.
It's been
long
an hour.
Yeah,
It's been an hour and 20 minutes.
Fuck.
Shit. Wow. Don't
This is
say
hard.
Don't
This
say
one's
we
hard.
Don't say we don't do stuff.
We shouldn't do this anymore. It's just tough.
Yeah, let's wait another 4 months and do another one of these.
Yeah, draining.
I think we give them too much. Yeah.
So, same time tomorrow?
Yeah.
Oh man. We should use this camera though.
Well, I should use one upstream.
You should use it.
I have one. It works well.
It's the exact same one.
Yeah.
That's how we started this podcast, and that's how we're gonna finish it.
Yep. Goodbye.